Fresh Bake. We are back in Disneyland today with another lab test. Today we will take you from the end of rope drop, about 10:30 a.m. into the early afternoon with an eye towards doing things that, aren't high pressure, high stress, lightning lane attractions. Join us as we show you how we would plan our afternoon. One that is both casual and aggressive, so we can catch a favorite show, beat the lunchtime rush, feed our Disneyland souls, and prepare our spirits for the rest of our Disneyland day. Let's do some park science. It is 10:27 as I record this on a Wednesday morning, and we appear to have found it in a pretty agreeable state right now. It's kind of light as we begin our day. I mean, look at this New Orleans Square. It's really light, 10 minutes for Pirates. Now, we're here in New Orleans Square because I'm going to assume that you're following on our initial rope drop strategy, and that rope drop strategy from 8 a.m. to 10 or 10:30 a.m. often will land you in this particular neighborhood. You're going to close with something like Pirates or Indiana Jones, or you're going to be coming from Galaxy's Edge, and this is a destination that you're going to find yourself most adjacent to. And it's also the time of day when I start thinking about taking down the intensity. Rope drop is a very intense experience for those 2.5 hours. You're rushing, you're practically running, it's urgent, you're trying to get in as much done as you can. You're here for a while in the day, you can't keep that pace up. You can't just go. I mean, some can, I cannot. So that's where in the middle of the afternoon or the early afternoon like this, I try to lower the temperature, lower the pace, do things a little more relaxing, a little more casual, and help me to sort of collect my energy. So we're choosing things that we don't require us, don't tax us too much physically. And that also includes doing things like watching shows, getting an early lunch, and that's what we're here for. Actually, at 10:30, one of my favorite things is the bootstrappers. They're going to be here in New Orleans Square in just a couple minutes. Sometimes you have to wander New Orleans Square a little bit to find them, but though you can't see them yet, I can hear them. They are meandering down Royal Street at the moment. I absolutely love the bootstrappers. It's probably my favorite street atmosphere show. Above the Disneyland Band, Straw Hatters, Pearly Band, you name it. They're all great, but I do love the bootstrappers. And I think it's worthwhile to make a point of trying to catch this show. Everything at Disneyland is worth doing. Let me just say that. Everything at Disneyland is worth doing. Not just the attractions and the e-tickets and all that, but spending time on New Orleans Square, catching shows, gonna get some lunch in a little bit. It's all worthwhile with bootstrappers.
Down to the cave where the ship at anchors lay. The commandant gang of navvies, they told me to engage.
Well, the boss comes up this morning and he says, well, Patrick, if you get them navvies out, I'm afraid you'll have to go. You're flying up the cave on a big old cat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Bonnie Bay. On a big old cat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Bonnie Bay. You're listening to the world famous Bootstrappers.
That's yours.
Well, guys, straight up beyond your home. I'm over the fire, mommies and dads, straight up beyond your home. Sing it! Yo ho, yo ho, now just for you, go! Yo ho, yo ho, come on, like you mean it. That's good. Everybody all together. Here we go. Ho! Yo ho, yo ho, a fire's fight for me. Wow, how'd you do?
There you go, guys. The Bootstrappers, a great way to cool down after that early morning rope drop rush, and a great way for me actually to start this day. That was delightful. And that's a 25-minute set that we just watched. You guys just got the highlights, but that's a 25-minute set, and that takes us just about to 11 a.m. already. And that means I'm going to try to catch an early lunch. One of the things that I recommend doing, which I'm going to go this way, when trying to maximize your day is to eat off the normal. Thank you guys, thank you. Off the normal dining schedule. You know, the average guest is going to eat lunch at noon and have dinner at 5 or 6. So I'm going to eat lunch at 11.
Well, you can ask if it.
So that I can have a much more casual dining experience. It's not going to be a big rush to find a table. There'll be no waiting. I'm sure we're going to have lunch here at Tiana's Palace. There's going to be no waiting to get the food at all. I'm positive of that. And there's quite a bit of seating available for us. Hey, Shelly. Hi. Actually, it turns out we're rope shopping. Of course, they don't open till 11, so we get to be here, one of the first guests in. Fresh fixins today. Going for the shrimp and grits, something that I have not tried since Tiana's first open. I tried it that first day, haven't had it since. But I do love, still good. I do love me some shrimp and grits. Oh my gosh, this is great. Gotta get the cornbread too. Get that in there. Awesome start so far. Great show with Bootstrappers, lovely lunch at Tiana's Palace. I will add that, looking at my order here, that was $21.48 all in for the shrimp and grits plus the cornbread. The shrimp and grits is $17.49 and the cornbread is like $3 or something. After my AP discount, $19.46. So it's, it's a little bit on the higher end of lunch items, I think, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Now, I had given myself in my original plan to dine until 11:45. I wasn't sure how long I was going to spend there, how much I wanted to relax. But we got done a little bit early. It's 11:30. Next on my list was supposed to be the sailing ship Columbia, but it is taking off. It just took off, so we got a few minutes to kill before we do that. Let me go ahead and give you a quick rundown of what is on our itinerary today. I mentioned that it's both casual and aggressive. Casual in the sense that we're not doing anything that's going to require us to wait in a long queue or rush about. I'm hoping that I give myself enough time in between each thing, but aggressive in that I've got a lot of things on the calendar for the next 4 hours. Starting at 10:30 with the Bootstrappers, Tiana's Palace at 11 a.m. The Columbia was going to be at 11:45, and then hopefully we're back in time for the Disneyland Band at 12:15, somewhere on Main Street. I want to get back to Main Street, do something with the Disneyland Band. I'm not sure. I mean, even if we catch the last half of that show, that'll be okay with me. A Main Street vehicle back into the park, then a dark ride at Fantasyland, preferably Peter Pan. We're going to give ourselves 30 minutes for that, whatever I can get done in 30 minutes. And then Casey Jr. at 1:30, they're running 2 trains. That's going to be easy. The monorail at 2 p.m., some kind of snack at 2:45, and then the parade at 3 o'clock, which we'll be catching, hopefully, down there by Small World. So I think we're just going to wait for that Columbia to finish taking its tour around Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America. It should be back here probably about 5 minutes, I figure, which puts us at about 11:40, which puts us 5 minutes ahead of schedule, although it's probably going to take about 5 minutes to get everybody off the boat and back on the boat, so you got to count for that, and then another maybe 10 minutes around the river. So 11:55, off the boat at 11:55, maybe noon. And this, so far, this schedule, this itinerary is working out real nice. 11:42 as the Columbia comes in the dock. A little bit behind schedule. Got to give them time to bow the anchor and stand by. Figure 5 minutes to get everybody off and on. We'll be on the river probably by 11:50. And it's a 12-minute tour around the river, 12:02. And then 3 or 4 minutes off, 12:05, 12:10 maybe by the time we get to the Main Street.
Welcome aboard, new crew. As you make your way up the route, please take your time, look down, and watch your steps. Once on board, we have 2 very important nautical rules. First one being, once you are on board, please do not touch, play, or lean on the black shiny cannon on the front right-hand side of the ship. Once again, folks, please do not touch, play, or lean on the black shiny cannon on the front right-hand side of the ship. It is a live cannon, and it will be demonstrated later.
Port watch, up with the spanker, unfurl the spirit sail. All hands, ease the weather breezes. We sail a true course, south by southwest.
Full boat today. My goodness. I was not expecting the Columbia to be this packed at this time of day.
Ahoy, shipmates!
Ahoy.
We're just clearing the busy port of New Orleans and beginning our journey into the great American wilderness. Our vessel for this voyage is the proud sailing ship Columbia, the first American ship to carry the stars and stripes around the world. She's a 10-gun, 3-masted merchant ship. It was back in 1787 that she first set sail from Boston Harbor, going all the way around the Horn and sailing onward to the Pacific Northwest, Hawaii, and China.
20 minutes right
In the
now for
3
pirates.
years it took us to make that journey, the Columbia was more than just a ship to us. She was our life and our home. Forward amidships is the main hatchway leading below decks, where you may see how we lived and worked on the high seas. Just ahead is the most treacherous part of our journey.
There we go.
Looks like we're safe for now, but I ask all crew and passengers to keep a weather eye out.
Don't forget to mind thy head, especially if you are of a reasonable height like I am. We have the entire cabin to ourselves, it looks like. I was just about to say, I think there's a Pixar truck or a Toy Story truck in here, and there it is. The sailing ship Toyota.
Just ahead, a tribe of Plains Indians has set up camp by the river. Since they have no written language, tribal leaders like that wise shaman on the bluff over there pass down their wisdom and knowledge through stories and songs. sails. During our voyages, we sometimes stop to barter and trade with these local tribes.
I don't know if you guys can hear Roberto up there, but he's stirring up the crowd.
In this vast frontier.
Roberto's awesome. We'll have a little bit of fish stew.
Alrighty. To see how sailors of the 1790s lived and worked while on the high seas. The lower decks will be closing when we enter port. Those of you remaining on deck, keep a close eye on the riverbanks, where you may be able to see moose, elk, and other wildlife.
We might be visiting Tom Sawyer Island later today, but not part of this show. That's not on this schedule, but I do have plans to shoot another video when I'm done with this one for our Tours Departing Daily channel. If you haven't or are not aware of that channel as of yet, there's a link in the description. We just do, casual walkthroughs of the park.
Off the starboard
strategy
are the
or anything
last
like that.
remains
Just
of an
you,
old
me,
shipwreck,
the camera,
rumored to carry a
Disneyland.
fortune in pirates' gold.
If you haven't already,
It
find
lies
us
in
on
Smuggler's
Tours
Cove,
Departing Daily.
a place of
And
dark
I
and
think,
dangerous
as long as it's
deeds.
open by the time I'm
and
done
secret
shooting this and I
midnight
get out into the
meetings.
park, we'll be
We'd
going
best be
to
sailing
Tom Sawyer
past
Island.
this cove and all hands on deck. Stand by to go ashore. Yardman aloft, into the foot ropes. Furl the top gallants. Down with the flying jib. Make ready the bow anchor.
Well, Tim, as we make our way out of the Columbia, it took a little longer than usual. They were having a hard time lining up the boat with the dock and the bridge and all that, so lost a couple minutes, but we should be okay to get to Main Street by 12:15 for the Disneyland Band. Looks like we're arriving in time here at Sleeping Beauty Castle for the 12:15 show. I don't see or hear yet the band, just people being ready. Oh, there they are. I see them. If we hadn't already, we have definitely now begun the filling our Disneyland spirit portion of this afternoon. Oh my gosh, I love that show so much from beginning to end. It's just a great show. I was gonna like, you know, maybe we'll just film a little bit and keep on moving, but I could not take my eyes off of that. And it is now 12:32 as I record this, so we are 8 minutes ahead of our schedule to catch a Main Street vehicle. The only problem is that I forgot to remember or be cognizant of the fact that when they're doing a show like this out here on Main Street or Town Square, that the vehicles go off stage for a bit. So I don't know if they're going to bring those. I don't know if they're going to bring the vehicles back out on stage in time for us to catch, to keep up with the schedule. So, and that was going to be like a sort of a wild card for the day anyway. That was a question mark. Hi guys. That was a question mark anyway. So we will at least be making our way to Fantasyland by 1 p.m. Just in time. 12:37. I mean, this is turning out to be a fantastic day, going exactly as I had hoped it would. It's 12:43 out here in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle. Let's go to Fantasyland, find a dark ride, or two. Now the goal was to be done with whatever we choose to do. By 1 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry, by 1:30. I think we're good. I'm gonna go for Peter Pan, you guys. I don't know what the posted wait time is yet. Now we do. 40 minutes. But I'm not convinced that this is even a 40-minute queue. A lot of empty space here. You like to see that. You like to see nobody in this section of the queue. Posted as 12:40. It's 12:45 as we enter the queue, which means we should be done by 1:30. Maybe even better than that, but we should be done by 1:30 in time for our date with Casey Jr. I also like seeing all of this empty out here. It's a bad day when that's full and the section back there by the gift shop is full. I do not expect this to be a 45 or a 40-minute queue. Well, we made it. 1:13. And that's our boat, 28 minutes. Door to door. And we're done with Peter Pan, and it looks like it's still in that same condition, empty-ish over here and empty-ish over there. That's a 30-minute wait for Peter Pan. That's a great deal, you guys. That reconciles with the idea that I've been having for a long time now about when the right time is to do Peter Pan. I don't think it's rope drop, and I don't think it's during the fireworks. Maybe the end of the night, but I like in the middle of the day when everything else is bonkers. You're getting the same wait time that you normally would. It's gonna be 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, but it's not, but it's the same time all day. So you might as well hit it when you're not up against other like 60-minute wait times around the park. That's why we're doing what we're doing today in this way. Doing attractions that don't change, that don't, vary from super light to super busy during the morning and the evening hours. Fantasyland is a great option in the middle of the day, in my opinion. And yes, that includes the likes of Casey Jr. as we approach at 1:19. And they are, it looks like, still running 2 trains. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this forever. But I just saw a train on the tracks. There's one at the station, and there's maybe 20, 30 people in this queue. We're going to be on this train in 5 minutes. Maybe closer to 7 minutes. This will be our train. When this train is back in the station, that'll be the train we get on. That train out there, they're probably going to fit these guests in that train, and we'll be on the next one. And there is that train coming in the station now at 1:21. They've actually got me in the pen. So there's a possibility I might be on this one, but only if I'm not in a cage, because I can't fit in the, well, I can fit, but it's not very comfortable for me. It's these cars or nothing for me, as expected. There was room only, I was the last guy left, there was room only in the cages. They filled up all the other vehicles, so I'll just wait for the train that I thought I was gonna get. 2 minutes later, 1:23, that's our train. Cooking. 1:31, and we are done with Casey Jr. I was supposed to start Casey Jr. at 1:31 and then be at the monorail by 2. We are now 29 minutes ahead of schedule, all because Fantasyland it's a good time to be doing Fantasyland. We're in bonus territory now. I feel like this is a good spot for a bonus attraction. Toads, maybe? I mean, that's not 20 minutes for sure. No, on second thought, I think we're gonna power through and we're gonna head for the monorail and go directly there and take our time bonus after the monorail, because that's the last thing that's on our schedule. We have monorail, then snack, and then the 3 p.m. parade. We are an hour and a half ahead of that. Well, from that 3 p.m. parade, I should say. It's an hour and a half away. So we're gonna see if we can't find some more time at the monorail, and that may get us another attraction in between that and the parade. Meanwhile, as we pass the Matterhorn, this is an example of why I'm doing the way I do. You can't see it maybe, but it's 60 minutes right now for the Matterhorn, 60. So we are in that high wait time, that peak period in the parks right now, where this is the time of day you don't want to be getting into Lightning Lane attraction queues. We're avoiding that and filling up our Disneyland souls. Are you kidding? Bootstrappers, the Columbia, the Disneyland Band, Peter Pan, a Main Street vehicle, Casey Jr. I mean, would you rather do all of that or wait for an hour in Space Mountain and then another hour in Matterhorn? There she is. That's not our boat though. We're getting the next one. We're probably getting monorail blue. So that monorail that we saw that I thought was going to be having left the station by now is still in the station. They've closed it in the last couple minutes. All right, so yeah, they just now, that monorail was the last monorail run. It'll be the last one to run until just about dusk or close to sunset. It's a heat issue. The cabins just get too hot at a certain point in time. As I record this, it is 1:40 and 83 degrees. Now I've seen them run at 83, so it could. I'm not sure what's different about this situation than in the past. So instead, the Tomorrowland station for the Disneyland Railroad looks like this might be where we spend our bonus time, because we're gonna have to wait at least 10 minutes for a train. And oh, now is this not running either?
We won't be loading anyone. We're not loading our train at this time. We recommend that you come back later when our trains are moving smoothly again.
What do I do? Well, that says 15 minutes for Autopia. And that's the whole queue right there. That's it. I think we found our replacement ride. This is actually going to wind up being quicker than the monorail. And maybe by the time we're done with this, they'll get the train figured out and we can ride that as well and be in time for the 3 p.m. parade in Fantasyland. To the Autopia queue at 1:44 in the afternoon. And there is everybody escaping the Tomorrowland station for the Disneyland Railroad. I just heard, there goes red, and there goes blue. Unless they're just cycling them and sending them back to the station, there's no way they wouldn't run them back to back like that. That's still closed. Well, we didn't get our first choice, the monorail, or our second choice, the Disneyland Railroad. But I am quite happy that we're out here on Autopia right now. One of the most underrated attractions in all of Disneyland, in my opinion. I know it's a hill that I'm probably the only one dying on, but I love it. But if you don't, then let me take this opportunity to invite everybody. If you're watching this video and you're like, golly, I sure do want to plan a trip to Disneyland, may I suggest you go through our affiliate, our sponsor, GetAwayToday. We don't do a lot of sponsorships or endorsements, and by not a lot, I mean we have just the one. But we do it with Getaway because we love GetAwayToday. We think that they are absolutely the best at what they do. They know everything about Disneyland, any Disney park really. They will take care of you going to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, even Universal Studios, and they know everything, and they are amazing at their jobs. World-class customer service, and they are super, super nice, and they will take very good care of you. So I would encourage all of you, if you're planning a trip, to go through GetAwayToday. And of course, if you're doing so, you help support this channel as well. But don't do it for us. Do it because you want somebody to take really, really good care of you. That's what you're going to get with GetAwayToday. We love them. They take good care of us, and they're going to take very good care of you. GetAwayToday. Link in the description. Let us know, or let them know that we sent you also, by the way. That, back on the road. Oh, looks like we caught up. Are we gonna pass somebody? When's the last time you passed somebody on Autopia? Like never? Uh-oh, we stalled out a little bit. There we go. back up there. Sling alert. Keep an eye out for monorails also. I don't expect to see one, but if we do, that's a really good sign. Oh my gosh. Oh God. This is the most backed up, I think the most cars I've ever had in one frame. 4, 5, 6, there's 7 cars. There's one right next to me on my right. You can't see also. There he is. Number 5.
And number 6.
Like a glove. Trying again at the Tomorrowland station here for the Disneyland Railroad, and it looks like they're allowing us to queue up, so that's encouraging. Let's see what happens. We're getting into this queue at 2:04. That's a long queue though. Just checked with the conductor and he said they are up, they're running sort of, which if I couldn't quite hear him exactly, but I think they might be down a train. But we've got one coming into station now, and it is probably empty. Yes, it is empty, so at 2:05 we should be getting on this train. Maybe that's what he meant by sort of. They're about ready to take off and they didn't load any guests. So we might have to wait for the next train. Yep, there it goes. My guess is that they have to cycle that train. That's a new train on the track, where they had to take it offline and bring it back online because the train was down earlier today. When we were over there watching the Disneyland band at Town Square, right about then, before we got on the main street, but in any case, around that time, the railroad was down. They probably took a train offline, and then they were bringing it back online, but they have to cycle around the track first, one way around before they can start boarding guests. That's to do a full lap. That's the case for any attraction in the park. Vehicles, roller coasters, whatever, you bring any new train, that has to go around once. So in about 5 more minutes, we'll probably get the next train. And that's our train at 2:15, although it is full. I don't think we're going to make this one. That's a full train, and we got a heck of a lot of guests to get on that train right now. I don't think this is going to happen. I'm dying. 2:28, and the next train is in the station. We should get on this one, although it is also a full train. And this has most definitely used up all of that time we had in the bank, 30 minutes or so. We've chewed up all of that waiting for this train here, but I'm okay with that actually, because we get to chill here for a little bit, relax with some trains going by, and we get to ride the train when we're done, and we're going to take this to probably Toontown, unless it takes forever to unload at Main Street. Otherwise we'll exit at Toontown and try to catch the parade. Wow. Looks very peaceful out there, doesn't it? Very empty Esplanade at 2:37 in the afternoon.
Stop it. On a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland.
Looks really light over there
we'll
too.
also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time.
Let's take a look at the tip board real quick to see what it's like out there. Now that we're looking at this light crowd, Dallas 30, Astro.
Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station.
It's kind of quiet, you
This
guys.
station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country.
It's really kind of
If
quiet
you'll
out
be
there.
leaving us
Look
here,
at that.
please remain seated until
Indiana
the train
Jones is
comes
the
to a
first one to
complete
have
stop.
anything over
Then
30.
watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us,
Matterhorn, okay, Matterhorn is 60. But that's about it. Peter Pan is 25. Okay, here we go. Roger Rabbit, 55. Space 40.
During this time, we will be stopping for some operational needs, and then we'll be on our way to making Toontown Depot in just a moment.
So really, it's the core attractions that you're trying to avoid, I think, at this time of day. You could probably make your way through attractions like Pirates or Autopia, obviously, which we did earlier. Even Runaway Railway is probably not a bad idea, or possible anyway. But it's those core: Indiana Jones, Space Mountain, Rise, obviously. I wouldn't do Smuggler's Run right now, although it's a lengthy indoor queue. It's not bad on a hot day. But we, the point of all this that we're doing today is to avoid those types of situations, which seems to be, a good plan as far as that goes.
there is a revered Indian shaman sharing his story with those in the great river valley below.
Over here at the Peninsula Theater, we have the Pixar Palace Playtime Party going on until about 5:30 tonight. And our parade is starting at 3 o'clock in just 7 minutes right here from the small road gate. This is the perfect stop to catch the beginning of the parade.
Well, you heard the lady. This is the perfect stop to catch the 3 p.m. parade. Magic happens because it's starting right here in about 7 minutes. Right over there on the other side of the small world. Let's go see if we can't find a good spot, or at least a dual spot. It is, after all, just 7 minutes to showtime. First place we're gonna look is as soon as we can, right? The parade's gonna come down right here. And it is, like I said, it's 5 till, and everybody's here. Do I need to do any better than this, for real? It's not covered, there's no shade. But my goodness, we're going to get the very front of the parade and nothing in front of us. I was not, hey guys, how are you? I thought I'd have to work a little harder. I often say that getting a spot for the parade is not as hard as people make it out to be sometimes. You see a lot of people, camping out for an hour or more at a time, which I get if you're trying to get a premium spot, or if you have a large group, or if you want to make sure you're sitting in the shade, or you want to make sure you're on a curb or something like that. But you can. Fine, you can just roll up like I just did often and get at least a decent spot. This was better than I thought I was going to get, but I was positive that I was going to be able to see this parade close to the starting point here at Small World.
This is the anthem, here's what you came for.
Oh my God, that's so great. Like we're going to be surfing the wake of the Magic Happens parade back to the entrance. But I gotta say, man, what a great day this was. This went almost exactly as I had planned it out from beginning to end, with that little hiccup with the Disneyland Railroad. But I mean, we started at 10:30 with the Bootstrappers right on time and ended with the Magic Happens parade. We showed up 5 minutes to showtime. Got a premium spot. It was magic, man. So I hope this video is helpful to you in some way. If only, not necessarily to do exactly what I did today, but at least to show you guys what's possible with, just a little bit of, careful planning, kind of guessing how long things are going to take and scheduling your day out. You can make a lot of things happen. It's not that hard. And if nothing else, we had a wonderful, beautiful day at the park. Not very busy at all today. Kind of a delight. So glad you guys were with us today. If you like our show and want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbake. Follow us on Instagram at _freshbake, on Twitter at freshbakedisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at freshbakedisney. Also, please take a moment to enjoy our most recent videos. Go check out Tours Departing Daily. The video that I'm about to shoot, as promised, I'm going to go back to Main Street or the top of Town Square and start a new video here. That's going on Tours Departing Daily. That one probably will not be ready by the time you see this video, but you can catch the last one we did, where we jumped over here at Disneyland after shooting our Wednesday night last 4 hours at DCA. It was kind of wonderful that night. So check that out at Tours Departing Daily, or watch our most recent State of DCA report here on this channel. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, everybody. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Bake.